in our subconscious mind. It's the good things in life. We have Our Lady in our church, and we both teach one night. I swear we were past life sisters and brothers or something. But she comes to the house, God love her, and she'll sit there on my computer, and she'll sit there and she'll type in all these wonderful things like world problems, the ozone layer, the mercury in the ozone, the UFO situation. And I said, my gosh, I said, you're going to go crazy after a while. And then she walks like this, okay. And she said, well, I need to learn things. And I said, you know, it's nice to learn things, but don't get so much involved in it, because you're attracting all that stuff into you. So how do we change these things? You know, as spiritualists, we can do that because we believe in the laws that your pastor here has taught. And she told me earlier that she was writing a book on this, which is very important that we know this. We need to change our thinking. We need to bring in only the good stuff into our lives. Because if we want the good stuff to manifest, we have to think of the good stuff to manifest. We have to start now. In my church, what we did is we stood around and we held hands, and we, at the end of the service, we said a prayer for the world itself. And I said, I'm a little remiss on this, I should do it, is we should tell other churches to do the same thing. Because if we stood together in the positive nature to send world peace out, and we don't have to do it at the same time, but we could do it Sundays, whatever, it's going to emanate out there. It's going to negate the bad thoughts that's emanating throughout our world right now. We have so much of it today, it's awful. I mean, we have like 2012. Well, there's a good one, okay? You go into the bookstore, matter of fact, down in Melbourne, one of the bookstores, leading bookstores, has a spot up in the back. And it has a table and chair up there, and it says reserved for John Rogers. I spent a lot of time there. But when you start reading some of these things, like the Mayan, I think the only reason why the Mayan calendar stopped at 2012 is they ran out of ink. I really believe that right now. But if we keep thinking that world destruction is going to happen, it's going to happen. We need to change it today. We can't put it off any longer. Like I said, in the bookstores you see the Mayan calendars. I think there's a new one out called the Mayan Destruction. Then you have 2012. You have the 9th planet coming in, or the 12th planet. You have all kinds of stuff going on. So everybody is being bombarded constantly with all this wonderful stuff out there. And as I said to someone the other day, he said, now you know all this, what are you going to do about it? Nothing. We can't hide anywhere, but we can change it. And that's basically what we have to do. So I want you to take that at least home with you, because I know there's many of you in the congregation today who would like to make some changes. You really would. And if I have to write you out a prescription, go ahead and do it. I'm going to do that. Because if you don't know, I like to give people a pat on the back who at least tried. At least try. They're the ones that's going to know whether they can do it or not. If they fail, they know what they can adjust to do something different or to improve what they decide to do. But the ones who sit there and say, I can't do it, then that's what's going to happen. You'll never know. A couple of years from now, you're going to look back and say, why didn't I try that? And you're going to say, I wish I did. And it's too late. So you need to seize the opportunity. The other affirmation, by the way, the first book I wrote was called Affirmations to Live By. And we put it out on a short CD. And we have to do some more work on it. But I gave it to a psychologist up in Massachusetts where I did a reading one time. And she was having, imagine psychologists have problems. And she was having a problem. And I gave her the tape. And on the way down to Florida, driving down to the West Coast, she was listening to the tape apparently, because she called me sometime later. And she said, that was wonderful, I couldn't believe that. And I'm saying to myself, I said, you're Bill. Well, we need to do this. We take it too much for granted. We have an awful lot to be grateful for. You know, everybody talks about love. Everybody talks about love. We need to really expand upon that and send it out to others in this world in which we live. If we're going to live as spiritualists, we need to live in a positive nature. You know, you're very fortunate with your chapel here, your church here. Some of the churches I've been to, it's kind of rough. It really is. They need a lot of work. You're very, very fortunate. And I served a lot of churches, and the ones in England as well. So you're very fortunate to have a wonderful minister and the ministers that you have here. I know you have so many of them. And they're all doing the same thing. They're all trying to get you people to understand the laws of which the best way to live your life. And it's very fascinating that these laws cannot be changed. You can't legislate them, by the way. I take that back, and maybe if we put it into a particular house, you may have a chance. I don't know. Lately, the way things are. But theoretically, God's law cannot be changed. So what you see is what you're going to get. And if you live by those laws, you're going to be a better person. And the important part of this is you're going to share this out to others. You know, a couple of years ago, I would have said spiritualism was having a real problem, because I did serve a lot of churches. And you see the attendance shrinking. But lately, which is very fascinating, people are coming back. People are asking questions. I do an awful lot of seminars lately. And they'll ask questions on the religion, or they'll ask questions on about spirit. So people are out there seeking and searching. And they're not getting it from their regular clergy members, because they're not going to answer these questions, but the pastors of this church will. So we're on an upswing. So you came in at the right time, Anita. And take it as something very important right now. Don't get down on yourself. Don't worry about the economy. Worry about you and your thoughts. And pass this on to others. And as you think it, things will come into your life well. I want to leave you with that, but I also want to leave you with the point of think that you will not be defeated. Take that with you somehow and live it.